Dr. Martin Andati, who's a political analyst, on the move by Babu Namwamba to join the Labour Party of Kenya. That's his new party. So whilst we were on break earlier, you were telling me it wasn't also a very smart move for them to launch the party at the time they chose to last night.
Yeah, the timing was not strategic. And Makali, having been a media guy, he should have known that. Because you don't launch when there are so many other things happening. You will not get the kind of publicity that you need. Maybe they would have done it on a Sunday afternoon so that on Monday it makes it bang. You know? Yeah, so Makali as a journalist needs to understand that better. So that you make news and you get enough coverage. But the way they did it, I think, was not very good.
Yeah. And we're hearing on the other side, the party he left to ODM, you know, the party leader saying the whip will be cracked on all the defectors. So he's, of course, one of those who we understand even as he announced his departure at the time, that said they would take action against him in 11 days. An ultimatum had been issued. Nothing, of course, was done after that. Do you see that having a bearing on him and others that have left ODM?
Raila is in a very awkward position. Because if you force out the people who have left through expulsion, then it means you have to go to by-elections. Of course, they will also fight back. They will have to go through the tribunals, the disputes, the political parties' disputes tribunal.
It's quite a long process.
Then you also have, some of them will go to court. So by the time you finish, we will be close to the elections. So is ODM ready for by-elections? And do you lose focus? Because if you start fighting the by-elections, if you push them out, it means you must necessitate by-elections. So will they concentrate on the by-elections, or they start preparing for the general election in 2017?
Yeah.
So it puts him in a very awkward position. You know, the best they can do is to try and whip some of them from the committees.
All right.
So that you deny them some of the allowances.
Some of the allowances.
Yeah.
So when he talks about a third force, and he described it extensively before he made his move, there are those who say this is a third force in Western Kenya after ANC and Ford Kenya, not a third force in the national political landscape. Do you agree with those people?
The Western Bloc would be very critical in the politics of this country. You know, if you try to listen to what the people on the ground are saying, they are not keen on, quite a number have abandoned CORD, but they have not gone to Jubilee. So I think that is what Babu and the rest of the guys are trying to tap in. And you know, the Luhya Bloc is not just in Western. There are more votes in the diaspora than the ones in Western. The ones in Western are 1.5 million, but the ones outside are 1.8.
All right.
So it totals 3.3, and I know that is what he's trying to look at. But you know, before he talks about a force, you cannot make a force of one or two people. Him and Makali alone cannot make a force. He will have to reach out to the rest of the other guys who are out there. Maybe reach out to Musalia, reach out to Jirongo, and even Wetangula, so that if they are going to talk about a force, then they will have to come together.
Yeah.
You cannot all go separately and then be talking about a force.
And finally, before I let you go, because the biggest concern, and we've covered this even in the last general elections, the story about the elusive Luhya unity. He's clearly come together with his tribesmen and women in as far as the top leadership of this party is concerned. Is this likely to be able to start slowly cementing that unity, because it's also one of their pillars in what they intend to do as a party?
There are some talks going on. I think I've heard about an MOU which is being crafted by former Attorney General Wako, who is now the senator for Busia. So I think they are trying to see if they can get a Luhya MOU first before they are able to go and talk to the rest of the Kenyans out there.
Okay.
You know, Western is very unique because now Babu has Busia. Then you have Musalia, who comes from Vihiga.
Yes.
Then you have Jirongo, comes from Kakamega, but he has roots in Vihiga. And you know, Jirongo also has his own outfit. Then you have Wetangula, who is from Bugoma. So I think maybe they are trying to see if they can come together, because they talk about the MOU is very strong. And they say Wako is the one crafting it. So once they come together, then that now maybe would be able to inform whom they can do business with, whether they will go and partner with ODM, or they go and partner with Jubilee, and on what terms.
All right.
Or they go it on their own.
Okay, thank you
Yes.
so much, Martin and Dati, for
Thank
joining
you.
us. You are watching